Welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and just wondered, where on earth did it all go? Yeah, it's a super common feeling. In fact, nearly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. And that actually includes a lot of people who earn well above the national average. We tend to tell ourselves that if we just made a little more money, all of our financial stress would magically vanish. But what if the reason you're not saving enough money isn't actually about how much you earn? What if it's really about the quiet monthly mistakes that are keeping you stuck? Today, we're breaking down the 10 financial pitfalls keeping Americans broke, based on some seriously eye-opening source material. And more importantly, we're going to look at exactly how you can fix them.
Which brings us to a tough but absolutely necessary question. Why aren't you saving enough? We really need to challenge this whole assumption that your income is the only barrier to your wealth. Because the reality, human psychology and modern marketing are incredibly effective at separating you from your cash. It's those daily and monthly habits, the ones often running completely on autopilot, that are the real culprits keeping you from hitting your long-term goals.
And that brings us to mistake number one, spending without a budget. Look, there's a really simple but incredibly powerful rule in finance. Give every single dollar a purpose. If you don't know exactly where your money is going, controlling it is basically impossible. Think of it like a business, right? If the CEO isn't telling the employees what to do, nothing productive is going to happen. You have to start by tracking your income, your bills, your food, your transportation, basically all of your spending. When you give every single dollar a specific job to do, you finally take the steering wheel back and stop wondering where your paycheck went.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We've grouped these 10 pitfalls into 4 main chapters. 1, the everyday money leaks. 2, the safety net and the anchor. 3, the money mindset mirage. And 4, taking action today. Let's dive right into chapter 1, the everyday money leaks. These are the small drops that slowly drain the bucket. And that leads us to mistake number 2, which is one I think we almost all struggle with, and that's impulse shopping. I mean, we've all been there, right? It's midnight, you're scrolling on your phone, and suddenly you're buying some random gadget you didn't even know existed 5 minutes ago. Online shopping has completely removed the friction of buying. With one simple tap, money leaves your account and a package is on its way. Retailers literally spend billions optimizing this exact process because they know that instant gratification works directly against your wallet. The easier it is to buy, the less time your brain actually has to engage logic. So, how do we put that friction back in? Well, you introduce a 24-hour waiting period. Before you hit buy on that non-essential item, force yourself to wait a full day and ask yourself a very simple question. Do I actually need this? It's wild, but a remarkable psychological reset happens when you just step away from the checkout screen. It is amazing how often a late-night must-have suddenly becomes a never mind when you let a single day pass. That one simple habit can prevent a mountain of unnecessary spending over your lifetime. All right, next up, we've got mistakes 3 and 4, which I like to call the common stealth drains. Mistake 3 is ignoring small, daily expenses. You know, a few bucks here and there for a premium coffee or a quick convenience store snack. It doesn't seem like a big deal in the moment, but that repeated spending adds up super fast and usually flies completely unnoticed. And then mistake 4 is paying for subscriptions you barely even use. We're talking about the graveyard of streaming services you haven't logged into for months, unused workout apps, random memberships. These companies literally build their business models around the hope that you'll just forget about them, allowing them to quietly drain your account every single month. So your action item here? Review your bank statements, find those small expenses, and ruthlessly cancel the recurring subscriptions you don't need. Moving on to section 2, the safety net and the anchor. We're looking at the structural traps keeping you stuck. So mistake number 5 is having absolutely zero emergency savings. The stats on this are pretty wild. A massive percentage of the population couldn't even cover a $400 emergency without going into debt. And the thing is, unexpected expenses just don't care about your budget. A blown tire or a surprise medical bill can happen at any time. But building emergency savings isn't about hoarding this massive amount of cash all at once. I know that can feel completely impossible when you're just starting out. Instead, it's about starting with a small amount from every single paycheck to gradually build that fund up. It's a slow, steady, and entirely necessary safety net that turns a full-blown financial crisis into just a mere inconvenience. Now, on the flip side of that safety net is the anchor. And that's mistake number 7, allowing high-interest debt to grow. Credit card balances become cripplingly expensive when that interest just keeps compounding, month after month. Compounding interest is an absolute miracle when you're investing, but it becomes a total nightmare when it's working against you. The longer you carry a balance, the more you are paying just for the privilege of owing money.
You have to make a concrete plan to pay down this expensive debt and absolutely avoid taking on any new debt you can't comfortably manage. High-interest debt is a heavy chain that is going to hold back any and all of your financial progress.
Okay, Chapter 3, The Money Mindset Mirage. Let's talk about psychology and long-term planning. All right, circling back to mistake number 6, assuming that earning more automatically means you're becoming wealthier. There is this constant, quiet battle between increasing your lifestyle and increasing your savings. Think about it. You get a promotion, your income goes up, but then you immediately lease a nicer car, move to a pricier apartment, start eating out a lot more. It's a phenomenon known as lifestyle creep. Basically, your spending increases even faster than your paycheck. You might not actually be getting ahead at all. You just look richer while feeling just as broke. So when your income rises, you should strongly consider systematically increasing your savings rate before you ever even think about upgrading your lifestyle. Next up is mistake number 8, saving without a clear goal. Having a concrete, measurable financial target, like, say, $10,000, is completely different from the vague wish of just saying, I want to save more. Our brains are literally wired to pursue tangible targets. A clear number gives you something very specific to work toward. It gives your mind a finish line, and that makes the daily discipline of saving significantly easier to maintain. When you know exactly what the money is for, saying no to an impulse purchase actually becomes an empowering choice, rather than feeling like a sacrifice. And honestly, that lack of discipline easily leads right into mistake number 9, chasing get-rich-quick schemes. Whether it's the latest meme coin, a trendy stock tip, or some investment promising to double your money overnight, the allure of easy wealth is just a mirage. Real financial progress requires time, discipline, and consistent decisions. You have to be incredibly careful with anyone promising guaranteed huge returns or easy money, because outsized returns always come with outsized and often hidden risks. True financial growth is a methodical, highly disciplined process. It's not a lottery ticket. Which brings us to our final section, taking action today. Let's look at how small steps become powerful habits. And that leaves us with mistake number 10, the incredibly dangerous trap of saying, I'll just start tomorrow. Waiting for the perfect time or waiting until you make a certain salary. That virtually guarantees you are going to stay stuck right where you are today. But here's the good news. You don't need to completely change your entire financial life overnight. Just follow 3 really simple steps. Step 1, track your spending. Step 2, cancel one unnecessary expense. And step 3, save a small amount. That's literally it. Don't try to fix everything all at once. Start with just one improvement today. Pick one of these steps right now, the very moment this explainer's over, and just execute it. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final provocative question to really reflect on. Which of these 10 money mistakes are you making right now? Be radically honest with yourself here. Identifying the specific problem is absolutely the first step to fixing it. But the incredible news is that you have the power to change your financial habits starting today. Just remember, better money decisions today create far better financial opportunities tomorrow. Go ahead and take that first step, and thanks so much for exploring this with me.